This week on the Island Times News Update, hundreds packed the Atlantic Beach Commission Chamber to support the Beach Diner. Beaches Watch plans an Atlantic Beach candidate forum, and Mayor Curry's budget will help keep the ferry operating. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. A crowd estimated at about 300 people packed the Atlantic Beach City Commission Chamber Monday night to support the Beach Diner, which is in jeopardy of losing most of its parking to a Gate Petroleum convenience store and gas station planned for the property just west of the diner on Atlantic Boulevard. There was no ordinance or resolution on the agenda concerning the dispute, but several people addressed the commission about their concerns, both pro and con, during the period set aside for public comments. First to the podium during courtesy of the Florida visitors was Paul Aiken of Atlantic Beach, the attorney for the owner of the property adjacent to the location of the proposed Gate gas station where the diner is located. He said Atlantic Beach has very specific definitions of what constitutes an automotive service station, and he said City Planning Director Jeremy Hupsch used a section of the City of Jacksonville Code to support the decision to allow Gate to build a convenience store with up to 8 fueling stations on the property, where the Atlantic Beach Code would have only allowed 3 islands and 6 fuel dispensers.
So our zoning director referred to the City of Jacksonville's zoning code to interpret what our code meant, completely forgetting that our code is defined. Service stations, automotive service stations are defined in our code. Minor automotive repair is defined in our code. What Gate is building there is not those things. It is a convenience store. It is limited to 6 fueling positions. Thank you.
Beach Diner owner Barry Adib pointed out the diner is a long-established business in the community and that his family has owned a business in Atlantic Beach for 65 years. He said there was a workable compromise between the diner and Gate.
On October of 2014, when Gate Petroleum purchased the property, at that point, we were getting no parking. We've been there for 18 years with 12 years remaining on our lease today. And we've got no squawk with wanting a gas station in areas that need gas stations, but at the end of the day, there's a time and place for everything. The code that Mr. Aiken referenced allows for 3 stations and 3 islands and 6 pumping stations. We can coexist with that. We can make that work. But for whatever reason, that never happened. So where we are a year later and still in the same position with a development that's on the books, proposed, that basically squeezes our customers to where the parking, I don't know where it goes, I guess in the back of the building. So here we are today. What do we do at this point going forward? We're the type of folks that want to be peacemakers, but we'll fight like tigers for what we think is right. If I wanted to build an I-95 corridor mega convenience store gas station, it wouldn't be 5 blocks from the ocean, and it wouldn't be in the middle of a neighborhood. That's ludicrous. It's crazy.
Attorney T.R. Hainline spoke on behalf of Gate Petroleum. He said that Gate has worked for over a year with the Atlantic Beach staff to be sure that the proposed convenience store complies with all zoning codes in the city.
Only when we were certain of that and had received confirmation did Gate Petroleum close on its purchase of the property. There's been lots of speculation here tonight about what this station will look like, its design, its configuration. That's all speculation. Fact: the design and configuration of this station is not final. So anything that you've seen or heard is not a fact. Indeed, what will determine, in part, the design and configuration of this station is a private dispute regarding parking between Gate Petroleum and Mr. Adib. We have tried to reach settlement. That has not been productive or successful. We were unable to, and we are asking a judge, to tell us how much parking Mr. Adib is permitted. That decision of the court will in part determine the design and configuration of the station.
Any resolution of the issue will have to wait until the judge hearing the dispute makes a ruling as to how much parking the diner is allowed. There's no firm timeline for that ruling to be issued. The first budget proposed by Mayor Lenny Curry includes $900,000 as a line item for JTA to support ongoing operations of the St. Johns River Ferry. The JTA had expressed some reluctance to take over the operation of the ferry after Governor Rick Scott vetoed a $1 million appropriation for capital projects to improve the ferry's landings on both sides of the St. Johns River. District 13 Councilman Bill Gulliford said the mayor's office had agreed to work with the council in an effort to keep the ferry running while the differences with the state are resolved. Gulliford said the operating deficit for the ferry has been cut by more than half over the past year, thanks to increased ridership and a fare increase. But he said the ferry will have to be removed from service for more than a month later this year or early next for a required Coast Guard inspection and maintenance on the boat. Gulliford said one of his long-term goals is to purchase a second ferry that would maintain the service any time the Jean Ribault is undergoing required maintenance. The Jacksonville Port Authority sold the second ferry when it was running the service for $80,000. Beaches Watch plans a public forum for candidates in contested elections in Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach residents will go to the polls on August 25th with one commission seat and the mayor's seat on the ballot, along with 2 proposed amendments to the city charter. For mayor, incumbent Carolyn Woods is being challenged by local businessman Mitch Reeves. The matchup is a reprise of the 2013 mayor's race in Atlantic Beach. For the Commission 2 seat, first-time candidate John Stinson is running against incumbent Maria Mark. The Beaches Watch Candidate Forum for the 4 candidates will be held on Thursday, August 6th at 7 p.m. at the Atlantic Beach Elementary School Cafetorium. The address is 298 Sherry Drive in Atlantic Beach. Beaches Watch says the forum will be a great opportunity to hear the candidates respond to questions regarding issues important to citizens in Atlantic Beach. There will be no early voting in the election, but residents can vote absentee. But when we come back, the Atlantic Beach Seaside Community Council is sunk for the time being. This is the Island Times News Update.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Atlantic Beach Mayor Carolyn Woods has withdrawn her proposal for a Seaside Community Council from consideration before the Atlantic Beach City Commission, at least for the time being. Woods prefaced the announcement that she was withdrawing the proposal with a detailed explanation of the Commission's rules for meetings, which she said can take precedence over Robert's Rules of Order in some circumstances. Woods also said that as mayor, she has the authority to appoint such boards and commissions without the approval of the City Commission, but she sought the approval in the interest of openness and transparency. But she said the rules also give her the authority to withdraw the proposal without further discussion.
There was any number of errors at the last meeting. The proper thing to do now is to acknowledge and correct those mistakes. The main error was the omission of addressing Agenda Item 7. There's been a little bit of confusion about how that happened. Some people like to say that I voted twice, and that's a misconception of what was stated. What I said was that the mayor's vote breaks the tie. That's not voting twice, and that was incorrect. I'll give you that. Okay. So the main error was the omission of addressing agenda item 7. Having not been addressed, it remains unfinished business. To recap, I have the right, as the proposer, to withdraw this item from consideration. And as mayor, I have the right to appoint committees without the need of commission approval. At this point, I am taking into consideration all of the comments and suggestions people have made that have been both pro and con, and I will now withdraw this item from consideration at this time.
Woods also said the Commission's rules of conduct apply to those making public comments during courtesy of the floor to visitors. Both the Jacksonville Beach and Neptune Beach City Councils have relatively light agendas for their regular meetings on Monday night. Jacksonville Beach will look at a proposed ordinance regulating businesses that sell dogs and cats to prevent the establishment of so-called puppy mills and kitten mills. The ordinance would regulate the retail sales of puppies and kittens in the city and require proper documentation from retailers ensuring the origin of puppies and kittens for sale. Neptune Beach will finalize its rules prohibiting fires on the beach, but allowing the use of personal charcoal or gas grills in public parks. It will also consider an ordinance expanding the property tax homestead exemption for certain senior citizens. The Neptune Beach City Council meets at 6 p.m. Monday. The Jacksonville Beach Council convenes at 7. The 4th annual Save the Ferry bike ride benefiting Keep the St. Johns River Ferry is set for Sunday, August 9th. Riders meet at Mellow Mushroom for registration and check-in, and the ride begins at 9. The group ride is 9 miles each way, so please be prepared. All bikes are welcome, and there's pizza and a beer for riders after they complete the ride. Registration is $20 and includes a sleeveless t-shirt. Visit the St. Johns Riverkeeper website to register. The Bookmark in Neptune Beach welcomes Linwood Barclay, author of Broken Promise, on Monday, August the 3rd at 7 p.m. Barclay is a New York Times best-selling author of No Safe House, and his latest work is described as an explosive novel about the disturbing secrets of a quiet small town. And the next Songwriters Concert in Atlantic Beach will be held Sunday, August 9th at the Adele Grange Theater. Local songwriters are invited to bring their instruments and perform some of their original work. The concert is free and begins at 6 p.m. Well, it looks as if the hot and humid weather will continue as August begins, but it is August at the beach after all. The National Weather Service says we can expect a daily chance of showers and thunderstorms through the first few days of August, with highs in the low to mid-80s and lows in the mid-70s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted to the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.